Hey yo, what is
Hey,
going
yo,
on, everybody?
indeed.
love
Suck it, Ronnie.
love
Take
starting the
your
show with
job.
that. That's right. Oh, thank you so much for joining us on a Friday night. I don't know if this is up on Facebook yet. My computer's running slow, so I'm trying to get that
You
running.
are on Facebook, my friend.
There
You
we go.
are on Facebook.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining us. As you can see, Tyler is here. Ronnie is not. We got Justin joining in. Justin, how you doing this evening?
I'm fantastic, man. It's definitely an upgrade in the terms of the looks department on
Damn
the
right.
host desk. But
Damn right.
you can't really be attractive when you wear Raiders paraphernalia. So he's kind of working against, that. But I'm doing great, man. How you doing?
Oh man, I'm not doing too bad. Just trying not to screw this up here. Like you said, Ronnie's not here. He's on scene in Utah. I think he's out there maybe like scouting some prospective sponsors. I'm not sure
Covering a
what he's
jazz
doing.
game or something?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Had a tryout with the Jazz. He's getting dunked on by Gobert right now. But yeah, Justin, thank you so much for stepping in, filling in. We got a little bit to talk about here Friday. A little bit of a slow weekend with no NFL, no UFC. Just kind of got the regular NBA season, regular NHL season going
Yeah,
on. But
yeah, for sure.
still, thankfully we had some news break before we jumped on here
We did. We
that
did.
some news broke before we jumped on. But let's get into some comments here. We got Nick, as always, suck at mosquitoes. Definitely
Word life.
appreciate that. As always, y'all saying 2021 go back to normalcy with the Knicks back under 500.
They'll get there,
Yeah.
buddy. They'll get there. They're consistent, if
Oh,
nothing else.
oh yeah. It's never a question of if they're going to be under 500. It's just when are they going to be under 500. And then Nick also pointing out Royal Rumble this Sunday. I am looking forward to that. Got myself into a couple Royal Rumble pools, so hopefully I can make a little money off that as well.
Nice.
I know, Justin, we were kind of chit-chatting earlier the week about, maybe going into some discussion about that today. I know you don't really follow the current product so much.
Yeah,
but,
no, if Stone Cold or The Rock is not participating, I give two shits. Now, I will say this. If Pat McAfee makes an appearance, then I care. But I don't think that's happening.
Did you go back and watch his matches that he did for NXT this year?
I have. I've watched all his matches, and they're quite impressive for a dude that's, I mean, anybody who follows the guy though knows that he's charismatic. He's literally made for cutting promos. Like he's that dude. So but yeah, regardless of whether he kicked the ball or not, that's a professional athlete. And yeah, he looked great out there, man. His big little moonsault thing that he does into the crowd of people, that's good stuff, man. I like it. I dig it for sure.
Definitely. Speaking of professional, I just noticed I didn't even have my banner up there, so I do apologize for that.
Way to be professional.
Hey, I never claim to be professional here. There's a reason Ronnie does this and not me.
Yeah.
But as we were saying, Nick also weighing, why is Oldberg still wrestling? Because Vince McMahon will throw millions of dollars at him. That's why he's doing it.
He will.
Look, I'm not saying I want to see him out there. It's pretty sad. It's been pretty sad the last couple of years he's tried to wrestle. But you know what? If McMahon's going to give him whatever millions of dollars to wrestle twice a year, then you know what? I don't blame the guy for taking the money. I'll say that.
I can't get behind a guy whose finishing move is the spear. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Oh man, then you're gonna hate. Let's see, Edge is still there. Roman Reigns is there. I feel like a lot of guys use the spear nowadays.
Yeah, the spear is weak sauce, man. Come up with something better, guys. If you're not doing a triple backflip off the top rope, coming down from the rafters onto a dude's pelvis, I don't want to see it.
Don't even want to see it. No.
True.
But as I mentioned before, like right before we kind of jumped on here, we did get notice that there has been a big move in Major League Baseball. Cardinals, as you can see, acquiring Nolan Arenado. You can see, obviously, Justin very happy about it. I'm happy about it because he is not in the NL West anymore. Thank goodness. I gotta say, I don't know if it makes the Cardinals favorites because they still got a lot of holes on that team, but it definitely makes them better. That's for damn sure.
It does for sure, and I'd mentioned to you guys, pre-show that this is now officially made the St. Louis Cardinals the official retirement place for dudes who destroyed the NL West for a decade plus, with now Goldschmidt and now Arenado joining him. I know the Cubs are in a full rebuild right now, so it's hard to say that they're not the favorite in the division, but that's only because, I don't have a whole lot of knowledge as to what the other teams in the division are doing. I would have to assume that St. Louis is going to be the team to beat in that Central. So, yeah, it's a big move for them. I don't think that 50 million is a lot of money to pay for a talent of that magnitude.
No, not at
So,
all.
for those of you on the East Coast or even the Midwest who haven't got a chance to watch Nolan Arenado play for the Rockies, he is quite arguably the best third baseman in baseball. He's phenomenal defensively. He's phenomenal offensively. He's a great locker room, clubhouse, I guess, for baseball terms guy. I think it's a good deal for St. Louis, and those rabid baseball fans in St. Louis are going to love that guy for sure. And yeah, like you mentioned, I am thrilled to get him out of the West.
Yeah, no, you're right. As far as other moves that NL Central teams are making, I don't think anybody's really been making moves in the NL Central. Like it's been pretty quiet over there. So look, they made the playoffs last year. Granted, a 500 team, that kind of got in because of the goofy playoffs that we had last year. But it's got to make them the favorite. I mean, unless Milwaukee can find that form they had 2 years ago, I would think it's got to make the Cardinals the favorite.
Yeah, no, we're in agreement there. And yeah, you mentioned, yeah, true. The Cardinals do. Like, you can pretty much pencil them in every season. Like, they are gonna.
For sure.
Must be nice to be a St. Louis Cardinals fan. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's like being a Patriots fan the last like 25, 30 years. You pretty much know, like, we're gonna make the postseason. It's only a matter of how deep a run do we make.
Right. Yeah. This first 6 months doesn't really matter. Call me in October.
Not at all. Not at all. I mean, really, October doesn't matter because you and I both know who's hoisting the World Series trophy for a second straight season. It's going to be your Los Angeles Dodgers.
This is true. You know what, though? I was actually texting a buddy of mine about that earlier today because I don't know if you saw the great video that Kike made last night, kind of thinking LA. I watched that. I got a little choked up. He was never a superstar or anything, but he's a dude that's been on the roster for 6-7 years. It's just lovable. Fans adore him. Then today, Jock agrees to go to the Cubs. I got to say, I'm happy for both guys because they're going to probably get to play, maybe not every day, but, 4 out of 5 days, 3 out of 4 days, whatever.
100%.
Which they weren't going to get in LA. It does thin out the Dodgers' depth. That was the thing last year, or really the last few years, is like the Dodgers have insane depth. I'm curious to see if the Dodgers are maybe going to try and go after somebody before the spring training starts, or if it's just, hey, build from within. I mean, we know the Dodgers just churn out major leaguers through their farm system, which is one thing that's been amazing with them. Oh, geez.
Do we got a call coming in? Do we got a call coming in?
This guy's coming in.
Holy shit, look at that.
Hi. How we doing, boys?
What an invasion.
No, he's gone. Sorry, he's gone. He's gone.
You can't come in without a sponsor, first of all.
Yeah. Okay, so we have a caller calling in here on the Grandma's Tamales hotline. Grandma's Tamales at 1894 Bernard Avenue. Grandma's Tamales. She makes the best tamales. That's it. So
she does. She does.
Let's go ahead and bring Ronnie back into the stream.
You know what? I'm glad to get a little Bakersfield flavor in the sponsors. So I support that.
Hey, ain't no Bakersfield flavor like Mexican food, baby.
True that. How are we doing?
Most authentic.
Ronnie, you are calling us from Park City, Utah. I believe this does make us the Utah show of record here on the Quarantine Network officially. Ronnie, how are you doing out there?
Doing pretty well. Pretty cold. Not logistically able to get on here and host a show, but I see you guys are holding down in my absence. So, much respect. Don't get us kicked off TQN, and that's all I ask. And also, good job bringing in Grandma's Tamales. I mean, I thought that was a good poll.
Very good poll.
Look, everybody's begging for that sponsorship. I was able to negotiate it. That's what happens when you live in the hood.
You landed Grandma's Tamales, man. I've been working on that for months.
Yeah.
The asking price was ridiculous.
Hey, look, we people in the hood, we take care of each other. I just told him, like, hey, look, I live right around the corner. Like, let's make something happen here.
Tyler also speaks Spanish. I don't know if you knew that.
Un poco.
It's good to have a bilingual guy in the the PR marketing area.
Yeah, no, for sure. When you walked in there with your red golf glove, she was not hearing none of your fucking pitch.
That's
The
right.
red golf club was a bridge too far. All right, well,
You wear red gloves. Yeah, you wear red gloves here, man. It's a bad sign. There we go.
Oh my
Ron,
goodness.
are you there with Arkansas Slim?
Is Arkansas Slim in Utah? Is he now Utah Slim?
well, here's the thing about
Utah
Utah. One of the few states that I know that he does not operate in is Utah. So I figured it would be preferable maybe to lay low, here in the Rocky Mountain area, just for a while, until things die down. Me and Slim, as I mentioned, a little bit of a misunderstanding. We're working it out, but he's been a little short with me recently, let's say.
Now,
So cooler heads will prevail. I mean, he's a reasonable man.
a follow-up question. If he operates out of Virginia, does that then make him Virginia Slim? Because that would be phenomenal.
That's his cousin, who runs an all-female sportsman.
There we go.
Only take wagers on female sporting events.
Yep,
That's it. No, that's your go-to source for like even down to Division III, like women's lacrosse, like whatever you want, they got it.
Dude, yeah. If you want field hockey betting, that's where you go, Virginia Slim.
And real quick, let me just chime in with a personal interaction. Since we're on the topic of gambling and degenerates, let me tell you something. I'm talking to you, guy who goes into the liquor store and takes your scratchers to the front of the counter and proceeds to cash in your winning scratchers, get more scratchers, scratch said scratchers at the counter, cash in more winning scratchers. This isn't the fucking casino. All right. Last time I checked, Morongo Casino is not located on Torrance Boulevard. So I'm talking to you. I know that you're watching this show, guy who was in front of me tonight. That was bullshit. That's all. That's my piece.
Well, I would say just cut to the chase and save everyone, including yourself, the time. Just give that full $14, and then you don't have to, waste all the paper. Because by the time I won a free ticket. Oh, I won $2. All right, let me get this other one. It all plays out, and not that much money has changed hands.
If you if you turn around and you hand me a 10 for waiting the extra 20 minutes while you scratch more scratchers, all right, fair enough.
Okay.
Maybe we can negotiate. But yes, sorry guys, that was wearing on me. I had to get that off my chest.
So according to Jaime, you shouldn't ever go to Texas. According to Jaime.
I mean, Jaime, I've been to Texas. You see this star on the hat. I have been to Texas multiple times. I steer clear of liquor stores in Texas. Just put it that way.
Also, the Baron seems to appreciate your rant
Right
there.
here with
He
you.
understands my pain. I just want to talk into Dr. Pepper. Can I just get it and go home and do a podcast, or do I have to wait for you to spin the roulette wheel 60 more times?
All right, well, I'm going to let you guys go. It is snowing more now, and it's colder. Going back inside my basement where I didn't have signal. Just give you a little street view here.
There we go.
This is actually kind of down a alleyway.
Oh, nice.
I'm on the backside here, going down back in the basement of Flanagan's on Main, Irish pub. But, it's cold. But
Be careful,
I trust,
man.
you
Be
guys are in
careful. A
good
lot of
hands.
shenanigans at Flanagan's. Be careful.
That's what they say. That is what they say.
Isn't that like written on top of on the outside? Is a lot of shenanigans and Flanagans.
I mean, that's what I say now that you said that.
Yeah.
So
If
thank
it's
you. I'll be
not,
saying
it
that all
certainly
night.
should
It
be.
should be, yeah, for real.
All right, I'm out. I'll see you guys
Stay warm,
maybe
brother.
on Monday. We'll see. It's going to be tough. But you guys are in good
Super
hands
Bowl.
with Tyler and Justin. New sponsor. Don't tell Slim if if he comes around. Just don't tell him you saw me here.
Yeah. He's still in California somewhere. He's not via satellite in Park City, Utah, as displayed on the screen.
We probably should have put where you are on the screen.
Maybe that was an elaborate ruse to throw him off.
Ronnie's actually right next to me. He's right next to me. He's right here. Right over here somewhere.
Oh, now he's on the run. There we go. Well, that was Ronnie calling in from the Grandma's Tamales Celebrity Hotline. Thank you very much, Ronnie.
From an undisclosed location.
Yes, of course,
And
yes.
just for anybody who's tuning in, new viewers, I am not via satellite from Park City, Utah.
This is true. You are not. You are not.
Yeah.
But, man, now I totally forgot where we were at for. Oh, so the Dodgers' depth. Yeah, so do you have any concerns about the depth of Dodgers now that they're losing Kike, who could play every position except catcher because they wouldn't let him catch.
I'm glad you made that comment right there. Kike is the depth. When you're talking about a guy that could play all three outfield positions, he could play second place. He could also play second base on top of second
He
base.
could do both. Yeah, he could do both.
Yeah. He could play third base. He could play shortstop. I've even seen him do a game or two at first base. That was something I shared with Cobb, Marlins fan, when we picked him up from Miami. I said, "Is that the guy that played every position in spring training?" That was how I knew the guy when we acquired him.
Right.
And to see where he's come from that point to, world champion and pivotal piece, like we do not win that World Series without Kike Hernandez.
Right.
It does suck, man. It's one of those things where when you get old enough and you've been a rabid fan for long enough, you start to realize when you win titles, not everybody's coming back the next year. That's just inevitably that's the way it works. Even to bring it to basketball terms with the Lakers, it's like I pretty much knew as soon as they hoisted that Larry OB, Danny Green's going somewhere else. It's like Rajon Rondo. You start to kind of realize it from the business perspective that these guys all want to get paid. They're world champions now. So it's tough to see Kike go. I'm still holding out hope that there's some way to keep Justin Turner. But I know if he just keeps getting, massive offers from teams like Toronto and some of these other places that are rumored, Cincinnati, he's well within his right to take his money, man. And I'm proud of the guy and I'm happy for the guy and I will root for the guy. But yes, definitely to make this long-winded answer short, yes, I am concerned with depth with Kike being gone. I know Gavin Lux is ready to step into a more prominent role. But again, Gavin Lux ain't playing 8 positions, So, it's definitely scary going in.
Yeah, that's it was one of the things that I, for years, kind of said, like, this is what makes the Dodgers such a great regular season team. Again, we can get into before this year, all the, the postseason, shortcomings, whatever. But it's what made them such a great team during the regular season is like they could plug in like 4 or 5 guys in like 6 different positions on any given night. It's not like, like Chris Taylor when he was hit, he didn't even have a terrible season this year. But, like you could plug that guy in at pretty much anywhere in the infield and anywhere in the outfield. Same with Kike.
100%.
Jock, you could put him in anywhere in the outfield. They tried him at first base. It didn't work out. But, that was –
Sorry, I was just going to say, Jock murders right-handed pitching, though. At the end of the day, he murders right-handed pitching. So, that's a good guy to have for sure. And just real quick, I glanced down at the comments to answer Nick. It is sporttrack.com. Free plug for them. sportrac.com. Sporttrack.
Really, if you just type in like anybody's name and then contract, the first link will take you right there.
Yeah, for sure. But it would make you feel more professional if you do it that way too.
That's true. I am a bit concerned. Again, the Dodgers always seem to churn up these minor leaguers that wind up, not always being all-stars at Major League level, but contributing. So it's somewhat reassuring that they're letting guys, maybe not going out and getting the big names. It's like, okay, well, maybe they just have a lot of faith in these guys coming up. And, given the track record, I think fans should be okay with that, kind of give them a little bit of that leash, like, hey, they haven't done us wrong so far. Exactly, yeah. And you know what? If things are getting bad, the Dodgers still have money. The Dodgers still have assets. They can make moves at the trade deadline if they need to. It is kind of one of those things where it's, I am a little bit concerned they haven't made any moves, but at the same time, like, I trust what they have going right now.
Yeah, no, 100% agree. And I know, there's been rumors. I know it's a real weird, unique situation, but the whole Trevor Bauer conversation, I know there is some pundits who still believe that, should Trevor Bauer seek to ring chase, he would take slightly less money to come for it. Now, granted, from what I've gathered, the guy only wants a 1-year deal, which works out perfectly for the Dodgers. If you're going to bring that guy in, it'd only be for a 1-year run, at this point anyways. So I think maybe there is some deals in the works that they have to try and fill some of this depth that's been left, with Kike's departure. But I think it's kind of like Bauer's this big domino that everybody's kind of waiting to fall in baseball free agency. And then on top of that, when you listen to some people who know a whole hell of a lot better than me, there's a lot of people that are skeptical that we're even going to get a season that starts at the regular time and runs regular. So, I don't think anybody's in a hurry to get. That's why this Arenado deal is so crazy. It was like a gem for us, on the off week before, the week of Super Bowl, we get the Arenado trade. Like, thank you, sports gods. But yeah, I just think there's going to have to be more deals, more dominoes to fall, to use the phrase, that are going to have to take place before we actually see what the Dodgers' true plan is in terms of filling depth. But again, I agree with you 100%. Guys like Gavin Lux and other names that we've just brought up through this farm system, you have to almost trust the talent evaluation of the team at this point. They've got us that ring, they've got us that World Series, they've got us that championship. So these guys get the benefit of the doubt, in my opinion, as a fan. So.
Yeah, like you were talking about guys come up, like I just remembered, like Lux can play, or not Lux, Edwin Rios can play third base. So like that was kind of my whole concern with Turner, was like, okay, he's getting older. Like if they switch to the, both leagues have the DH, like that would be perfect. Then yeah, absolutely re-sign Turner, let him hit, play the field every few
100%.
games.
Be great DH.
Yeah, totally would use him at DH. And then, just put, Rios out there, especially if it's a right-handed pitcher. Have Rios play third, or Muncy can go play third, or, Taylor can go play third, whatever. So there's still lots of options, and still, there is still time, especially if we do get that delay that everybody's anticipating for spring training.
Yeah.
So in other news this week here, wait, actually, hang on a second.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm getting something sent to me right now.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I'm getting a message from Arkansas Slim.
Uh-oh.
He said, "This is what Ronnie's going to look like if I see him." Ooh, that's
so. Wait a second. So he's gonna beat the shit out of Ronnie, but then he's gonna shave him in a 5 o'clock shadow and also dye his hair black. That is cold blooded.
That's cold.
Damn
man.
you, Arkansas Slim, you savage.
And I can imagine you being mad, you being a ginger like Ronnie. I mean, that's
It's grounds for beheading. You don't cut a man's red carpet. You just don't do it. Yeah, no, it's yeah, that's a scary dude. I wouldn't want to cross paths with him at all, man, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Whew. Yeah, but man.
Speaking of scary dudes, actually, that was a good transition. Ronnie sent this to us earlier. I did want to bring this up. Nice to see O.J. Simpson out there on Twitter letting everybody know he's getting his COVID shot. And, at least he used the word shot. He could have picked a lot of different words.
He could have. Something with like a lancing maybe, or a rusting motion. I mean, yeah, I mean, good for him though. The needle fit.
True.
The needle fit.
That's right. But so this weekend, unfortunately, again, we don't have any NFL games this weekend. I know we're going to have the
cry face.
We're going to have the we're going to have the Madden Pro Bowl, which will more people watch that or the actual Pro Bowl? Like, I'm kind of curious to see what the ratings are like.
It's funny. I was actually having a conversation with somebody earlier this morning about that. It's funny you mentioned that. We're in this age of like, kids watch people on Twitch and kids watch other kids play video games. You could make a firm argument that a Madden played Pro Bowl on Twitch would garner more eyeballs than if they aired a real legit Pro Bowl on, say, NBC or Fox. Like, that's not if you told me that, I wouldn't say that's unbelievable. So.
Oh no, yeah, I completely agree. It's look, we've seen the numbers for the Pro Bowl. It's a dying sport. It's kind of like I wonder why they even have the game anymore, other than just hey, if it gets the players bonuses, I'm all for that. That's fine.
I don't even like that.
You don't even like players getting bonuses for the Pro Bowl? You
know what? I don't have a problem with incentive bonuses. I have a problem when 8 quarterbacks from each conference make the Pro Bowl every year because dudes are at least once You cannot tell me that it hasn't happened at least once. At least once, such and such quarterback has called such and such friend quarterback in the same conference who happened to make the Pro Bowl and said, "Hey, bro, I got that incentive in my contract. You want to maybe tell him that you're not down to go so I can get him as an alternate."
Yeah,
Guaranteed that's happened at least once.
Right? Like, yeah, like I'll cut you like 10% of this bonus if you sit out. Yeah,
100% that's happened. So yeah, that's my one qualm with the Pro Bowl like incentives. I don't have a problem with the Pro Bowl. Granted, I think it should just be like a popularity contest, like one of them high school things that you get in the yearbook, where like this guy's most likely to succeed. It should be shit like that. But yeah, no, it's it gives us something to talk about for 5 minutes. So.
Yeah, like I almost wish it was just like just the skills competition. Like I watched that.
It was the greatest.
I watched this. Yeah, like the ones they do now. It's fine. Whatever. The one that ends with dodgeball game, like it's fun. Whatever. Like I do miss like the old ones of like Deion Sanders running a 40 like on the beach and still running like a 4.2 or. I'm using Dallas Cowboys guys, but like Larry Allen, like they have the lineman do the bench press, and like Larry Allen, like
I have no problem with you using Dallas Cowboys guys. I have no problem whatsoever.
Yeah, but because I'm thinking like back when they had those skills contests, like at its peak, like those were the guys that dominated. That's kind of like why it jumped in my head.
And I even think of like the just the ones they were so like Neanderthalic, to use for lack of a better phrase, like. Forget the ones on the beach and stuff like that. Like I'm talking the OG ones where it was just like Favre and I think Randall Cunningham was out there.
Who could throw it farther?
It's literally just who could throw it the farthest. Like they're literally just hucking it. Like that's what I want to see. The lame ass targets that they had on golf carts where these guys would throw balls and had the tip dipped in chalk.
Yeah,
yes, man. Like bring the old school throwback. Because damn well. There's some dudes that would get hyped for that, like there's some guys, that are in the game today that would love that. But yeah, it's just with these guys making $500 million, dudes are so worried about somebody going out there and twisting an ankle. Who was it that blew their shit out on the sand that year? And that was like the end of it. Yeah, that was the end of it. I wish there was somebody in chat who could chime in right now. I want it. It wasn't one of the sharp guys. It wasn't Shannon or Sterling, but there was somebody who, like, in that game on the beach, tore their Achilles or something, and, like, that was the end of it. There was no more, like, hey, we're going to have 6-on-6 legends in the sand. No, nothing. Nothing.
Yeah, like I said, like, the stuff they do now, like, it's fun. Just, like, kill an hour, like, whatever. Like, so watch guys play dodgeball or do an obstacle course, it's fine. But, yeah, dude, those old school skills competitions where it was just, like, who is better at this thing, like, specific to football? Who can throw the ball farther? Who's an accurate kicker? Who for linemen? Who can just throw up 315 pounds the most? Like,
yeah, straight up, dude. You get the field goal kickers out there. Like you start from 35, then you go back to 40, then 45. Like let's just let them back up. Let's see if somebody can kick a 75-yarder. Why the hell not, man? Like it's painful that they try and drum it up and make it to be more. Just simplify it, man. Basics. Yeah. Quarterback, who throws it the farthest. Running back, who runs the fastest. Like just simple, man.
Yeah, simple. Yeah. Don't need to complicate this.
No.
So there has been a little bit of NFL news today regarding two of the kind of big quarterbacks out there in the trade market. Of course, Matt Stafford and
my guy.
Yeah, right. Yeah, or oh God,
blanking.
Thank you, Deshaun Watson. Sorry, my mind wanders when I'm trying to run everything.
That's what I'm here for.
Exactly. That's why we got you here. But yeah, I've kind of seen a lot of landing places, and you and I were talking before the show for Stafford. I saw something bright and early this morning saying, the Patriots, the Colts were the top option. Then I read the Rams, and then when you got on here, you said, the Niners might be the top option. Or you even said the Bears, which we all know that's not happening. He's not going.
Not happening. Sorry, Bears fans. Bear down.
Yeah, exactly.
Bear down for Mitch Trubisky.
But so being our Lions insider, you're thinking the Niners are the landing spot for him,
huh? At this point, yes. I mean, the Patriots thing is different. I have a hard time seeing him okay a trade to New England when Matt Patricia just got rehired back in New England.
Fair
Like
point.
I don't see him wanting to go back and hang with that dude. Didn't seem like they were really friendly. But yeah, the San Francisco thing is intriguing. I've heard heard and read some other things that could, foresee different scenarios where maybe you see a scenario where Stafford goes to San Francisco sends picks. From what I gathered, it would be multiple second rounds and multiple third rounds. So no first rounders involved. We're talking, 2 second rounders and 2 third rounders, which for a team like the Lions, who already has a really high first round pick, not a really bad haul if you really think about it. You can get a lot of talent and fill, multiple needs going about it that way. You mentioned the Bears. That I don't see him trading them in division. The Patriots thing, I mentioned Matt Patricia. I don't see that going through. It really just seems to me like it's got to be Niners or Colts at this point. I don't see a whole lot of other landing spots for him. And if we take everything, obviously with a grain of salt from the stuff that gets leaked to the media, but I can't imagine Matthew Stafford wants to go to a rebuilding team. So I've heard a lot of people mention Denver. Denver is kind of one of those teams that I don't feel like if this was 2-3 years ago, then yeah, absolutely. If this was right after Manning's leaving, then yeah, absolutely. But just right now, they don't really jump out to me as the team that's a contender. Not to mention you're playing in a division with Patrick Mahomes. You're playing in a division with Justin Herbert. It's like, do you really want to take your old ass to that division? I don't see that happening. So, yeah, San Francisco definitely seems like the most likely landing spot. And, man, just imagine you put that guy in that offense with, a healthy George Kittle, Deebo Samuel. You got Bourne out there. You got the guy, I can't remember his first name escapes me, with James. I want to say like Ronnie James or something like that. One of their little slot guys. And then, yeah,
Ayuk out there too.
yeah, I was just going to say the soon-to-be second-year Brandon Ayuk. I mean, man, you put Stafford on that team with Kyle Shanahan calling plays. I mean, that's going to be tough to stop. So it's interesting. And then the Deshaun Watson thing is just I've kind of just given up. I'm done trying to figure that one out. I would be just as shocked at any outcome at this point. If he stayed with the Houston Texans, if he was, traded off to Miami for Tua and a bunch of picks, whatever the case may be. But yeah, it's just it's crazy to think, like I said, Stafford for 2 2s and 2 3s to San Francisco, or I have heard some other teams like Denver are throwing, offering number ones. What is Deshaun Watson worth? From some of the stuff I've read, the asking price starts at 3 first rounders. Do you really want to mortgage the future of your franchise? The people who watch more Texans games than me can attest better than I can. And I'm super biased to Dak. As great as people may say Deshaun is, I don't see Deshaun that much better than anybody, to be honest. You know what I mean? Like if you told me right now Deshaun or Dak, I'd probably take Dak if it was cheaper. Deshaun at even cost, maybe I could be swindled into taking Deshaun, but it's kind of weird because he's played on a garbage team. His best receiver got popped for performance-enhancing drugs and fucking missed 8 weeks this year. Actually, I take that back. His best receiver is playing
traded. Yeah, exactly.
Second best receiver got popped for PEDs. So it's just one of those things where I kind of feel like how good actually is he? I've seen him make some amazing plays. Don't get me wrong, but I saw Robert Griffin III make amazing plays his rookie season too. And where's that guy at now? So I just don't know about like mortgaging your entire franchise's future, because you're talking multiple first round picks. I mean, you're setting your team back for 5 to 7 years at that point. There's no way to recover from that. And just it's a scary situation.
Yeah, I mean. I like Watson well enough. I do think he's a top 10 quarterback. He's not a top 5. I think he's a top 10. You could put him somewhere between 8 and 10. I'd be fine with that.
100%. Top 10 for sure.
And really, for quarterback value, like what's left on his contract, it's not bad value. Like that, you're not going to pay a ton of money compared to what most quarterbacks are making.
It's essentially $46 million for 2 years. So you're looking at like $23 million a year.
But like you just said, 3 first rounds. That's not a lot of that's a lot of teams don't have multiple first round picks.
No.
People aren't in Miami. They're not just gathering picks here.
No.
So yeah, it is a question of, are you going to want to mortgage your future for the next at least 3 years to get this guy, and then hopefully you can re-sign him for, get him on an extension or something like that. It's just a weird situation. And we were kind of talking before the show, where I was saying, like this morning on Twitter, I saw some people saying, like all Buffalo fans, Charger fans, like, tell me you wouldn't trade your quarterback right now for Watson.
No,
I wouldn't. I absolutely would not trade my quarterback. No. Watson might be a better quarterback right now, but Herbert just had one of the best rookie seasons ever. Allen, if you look at, you pointed out to me before the show, but if you look at Allen's
MVP, man.
if you look at Allen's numbers, his numbers are probably better than Patrick Mahomes' numbers this year. So no, there's no way either of those teams is trading their young quarterback, still on rookie deals too,
exactly
for Watson. Like that, I just saw that and I just started laughing. I was like, dude, no.
And that's the thing for me and my team, it's a little different because technically my team's quarterback isn't under contract, so it's a little different, but you know how I feel about Justin Herbert. He's got an awesome first name, and if I was a Chargers fan, there would be no way I would want any other quarterback in the league right now. The dude, he looks like he's 12. He throws the ball like he's 32. You know what I mean? Like he's good, And speaking of 32, that's the difference you're talking about too when you're looking at a team that maybe wants to bring in Deshaun. Granted, Deshaun's a lot younger. He's also a lot more expensive. Matthew Stafford is not 40 years old. Matthew Stafford is 32 years old. And prior to, 2 seasons ago, the guy had never really suffered a catastrophic or significant injury. Like he'd been pretty durable, pretty tough. Just give a search on YouTube for NFL mic'd up Matthew Stafford to realize how much the guy plays through injury. So I just feel like if I'm a franchise and I am, say the Niners or the Colts, and I truly do feel that I am just a quarterback away, it makes way more sense, both short term and long term, in my opinion, to go pay Matthew Stafford $23 million a year for 2 years and see where you go, as opposed to, again, like we mentioned, mortgaging the franchise for a Deshaun Watson, and then you really don't know how that goes, So, like, I pretty much feel like I know what I'm going to get from Matthew Stafford. And for those of you that don't watch Lions games, and I understand, and I do not fault you for that whatsoever, Matthew Stafford can sling it, dude. Like, Matthew Stafford is a fantastic quarterback. And like we said, I said top 10 bar none. I mean, if we're just talking about pure throwers of the football, he's guaranteed. He's top 3. I think there's only 2 guys that you can even make an argument in football are better at throwing the ball, and that's Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers. Like Stafford is great. He is great.
Yeah, I made tons of jokes on air into you whenever you bring up Stafford. I call him Stafford because he gets all his numbers in the fourth quarter. Yeah. That is true, but that dude can still sling it. Like, I will not deny that man's talent.
It's not a throw he cannot make, man.
Yeah,
there's not a throw he can't make.
So I saw this comment here from Jaime. I thought it was interesting, being he's a Dallas fan and you are also a Dallas fan here. Don't sleep on Danny Dimes.
You can take a fucking nice long nap on Danny Dimes, man. I love you, Jaime. Danny is athletic.
Is he though? He tripped on a breakaway touchdown run.
He did trip on a breakaway touchdown. That dude. That was the uniform he was wearing though. Like, that's why that happened. Don't think that the Giants brass isn't on the phone right now with the Houston Texans trying to get Deshaun Watson. That's how high they are at Danny Dimes. And I love that Justin is the franchise. I really feel like that's directed at Herbert and not so much Noah.
Hey, now you're the franchise on this program. We'll say
Word
that.
Life, man. I'll take it.
Actually, here's another question that Nick just brought up. I think is an interesting one. I haven't really given this any thought. Cam Newton, where does he go?
Retirement. And I know we're like
the fashion industry.
Yeah, for sure. He's gonna. You know what Cam Newton's gonna do? He's gonna be Russell Westbrook's stylist going into the 2021 NBA season.
There we go. I love it.
I don't see a team that really wants to bring that guy in. I didn't see a lot from his arm last year. He didn't look like a capable starting quarterback last season. So I highly doubt that somebody. This could be one of those things where it's kind of similar to the McNabb retirement, where it just kind of sneaks in during the offseason, like, hey, by the way, I'm retiring. Translation: nobody's calling. Like that's what it's gonna be. So, and that's sad, dude, for a guy that had an MVP 15-1 season and was a was a coward fumble dive away from possibly winning a Super Bowl.
He will never live that down, sadly.
No, dude.
But I get it. Like that's the biggest stage, and you pull that. I kind of get why you're gonna have to wear that the rest of your life.
Oh yeah, it's easy for us to all say like, I would have been all over that ball. You don't know.
Probably not.
I also don't wear bright canary yellow scarves and fucking top hats to interviews. So
that's right. You wear purple scarves.
He's just built different, bro. He's just built different.
Yeah, I mean, it is sad. It's so weird because he kind of had. Sorry, just saw this comment there.
No, that's good.
That's good business there. I think that's good business.
That is.
But he's a guy that he came out the first couple of weeks actually was looking good. He wasn't making deep throws, but he was making some decent throws. A lot of good run plays. And then all of a sudden, everybody realized, oh wait, he's going to run it 18 times a game. We just got to stop this. And then he just became nothing.
Well,
unless he played the Chargers, he killed the Chargers. But a lot of people killed the Chargers.
Well, and I mean, Cam Newton to Detroit, get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here. Cam Newton will go to New Orleans before he goes to Detroit. Yeah, it's Cam Newton is just not that great of a quarterback, and let's not make no bones about it. Sure wasn't easy for the guy getting COVID and having to miss time with COVID either. You know what I mean? I'm sure that took its toll on him for, I don't know how severe or, his condition was, but yeah, he didn't impress me. And in this, I've mentioned it to you guys multiple times, on different episodes and just in personal, texts and conversations. This is a crazy year for quarterbacks. We could essentially be seeing 2/3 of the league with different starting quarterbacks at the beginning of next season, and that's something that I can't remember seeing for. Usually it's, you have those crazy years where, the Black Mondays and the coaches getting fired. I'm not exaggerating. 2/3 of the league could be changing starting quarterbacks next year. If you really break it down and start going through the teams, there's really only, a dozen max that you can come up with that would keep their quarterback. And out of that 12, really only 7 or 8 are for sure. It's you got your handful of teams with super young, budding superstars. And then you got, this other guard of 3 or 4, and that's it, man. There's it's going to be a crazy season. So, yeah, Cam Newton maybe to Detroit. I just don't. He doesn't seem like a Dan Campbell guy to me. He doesn't seem like he's biting off kneecaps. He won't even dive on a fumble.
Yeah, right. I almost kind of in my head thought that maybe Pittsburgh might try to go another route. Now, I know yesterday Roethlisberger said, I want to give one more year. I kind of thought Pittsburgh might go the Watson route, might try to pick him up, throw some, again, I don't know about them trading away 3 first-round draft picks. I don't think that's something Pittsburgh would do. But I kind of thought they could be in. And then with Watson could be interesting. Now, granted, the receivers dropped so many passes last year. I don't think it really mattered who threw the ball to them. And they still need to find a way to reestablish that run game because that offensive line just could not open up holes for the running backs at all. And they wouldn't get any rushing yards on the first 5 carries, and they would just completely abandon that anyways. But and then of course we all know that Aaron Rodgers is going to leave Green Bay. I mean that's pretty clear. I think that was so. I still can't believe that was a thing for more than a minute.
I campaigned for a whole 24 hours just on Twitter and everywhere I could, trying to tell people don't fucking do it. Don't buy into it. Don't click the headline. This shit is not happening. The guy literally he's going to win the MVP. It's not happening. Yeah, that's funny. Nick would lose his shit if the Giants pick up Watson. I also would lose my shit if the Giants picked up Watson. So, Makes two of us, buddy, for completely different reasons.
I was gonna say for opposite reasons. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Honestly, a small part of me though would be popping the cork, like, hey, if this don't work out, Pirates are F for 5 years, you know?
Look, you got to imagine that division's yours, especially when you got Nick Sirianni inspiring all kinds of confidence with his Chris Farley show-esque interview
That
today.
was
Look, I feel bad for the guy. I've done public speaking. I've done like
tough.
stand-up
It's
shows,
tough.
things like that. It's not easy. It's
Tough.
not easy at all. But
I know
yeah,
I know we're probably not the show of record for parents, but if
No.
there's anybody with kids out there watching right now, that was essentially the Caserio interview. It was like if you caught your kid, you knew like he did something wrong, he or she did something wrong, but you wanted to get them to admit it, so you started asking them about it. The way your kid would talk to you is how this man, an NFL head coach, ran his press conference. It was bumbling. It was no direction, no clarity. I mean, what did he do in his interview? That's what I want to know. Like, I'm sure the interview was nerve-wracking, but you managed to pull that off, you know? So,
Yeah, but I don't know how many interviews they actually had. Maybe they were just like, dude, we've put this job out for a week, and this is the one guy that's applied. Like,
yeah.
just hire him. Just hire him.
They had it listed on Craigslist for like a month.
Yeah. We went to monster.com and fucking nobody filled out the application.
Yeah, no, it was on the back of a penny saver ad. That's what it was. It was on the back of a penny saver ad for an Auto Trader magazine.
Yeah. Yeah, no, again, it was unfortunately I don't have the video of it. Ronnie is our technical wizard here. I wasn't able to get the video, but I would definitely recommend just watch the Nick Sirianni interview. It's funny, but you definitely feel for the guy too. Again, there's not many people that like public speaking. Obviously, he's not used to it.
Yeah,
I had an idea of what he wanted to say, but he definitely didn't convey it well. That's for sure.
just put it this way: if you watch Dan Campbell's introductory speech, it was the complete literal opposite of that.
Yes. Yeah,
That's what it was. Okay.
Campbell's
And
intensity
again-
is all the way over here. Sirianni's
Yeah.
is way that way.
And again, another shout out to the parents that might be viewing. Throw that introductory press conference on if you want to put the kids to sleep.
True.
Like, it was bad. It was very bad,
But,
which made me very happy, by the way.
Yeah, I would say that's got to instill your confidence, and it doesn't even matter who your quarterback is at that point in time with everything else going on in your division.
Shit, throw the Nooch. Throw Ben DiNucci out there again, man. Let's do it. Round 2.
That's right. The pride of James Madison.
Well, I don't know about pride.
I'm sure they're somewhat happy if they even watch football.
His parents are probably proud of him.
Somebody's But that's kind of all the stuff that I had. Justin, was there anything else with the last few minutes we got here that you wanted to talk about? You saw in the sports news the last couple of days?
I mean, not a whole lot. I mean, we got the Royal Rumble this weekend. At this point, it's a running joke that like all you have to do is declare and you're in it. So, not ready to put my name out there. I got to work tomorrow, so I don't want to suffer an injury. Who is your final 4 for the men's Royal Rumble, and who wins? I'm gonna go Jimmy Superfly Snuka. I'm gonna go Owen Hart.
Okay.
Is he also dead?
Yeah. Do you also want to go maybe Brian Pillman, Randy Savage?
We're good. That's it. That's my
Ultimate
4.
Warrior.
That's my 4.
That's your 4, huh?
Take it away, Fight Doctor.
Yeah, that's right. Noticed Blue Crayola Crayon. It's good.
Fair enough. Good. Was
That got
it
higher right there.
as long as it was Honolulu, Detroit Lions blue, then he's
That's right.
okay.
He's good. God, my final 4. See, that's I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be somebody from the SmackDown brand. I'm debating. I'll go final 4: Daniel Bryan, Big E Langston, AJ Styles, and
Hey, let me ask you real quick because I don't know much about the modern game. Is R-Truth involved in the Royal Rumble?
He could be. He could be. He's
Okay, then I'm gonna throw our truth out there because that guy can cut a promo like nobody's business, bro.
There we go. There we go. God, yeah. I mean, look, I would be surprised. Truth, that dude's got a job there for life because he's just funny. So like they'll just put him in like
100%,
goofy backstage.
100%.
There was a bit in the Royal Rumble a couple years ago where like he thought kind of his thing now is he's just an idiot. So like a couple years ago he kept like thinking that like he was instead of the Royal Rumble he was going to be in a ladder match. So like he ran down to the ring when it was his turn, went under the ring, pulled out a ladder, threw it in the ring, climbed the ladder. Was like, oh shit, there's nothing up here, and then got his ass tossed out.
That's phenomenal. That's phenomenal.
But,
so there's Jaime's prediction there. There you go.
See, his isn't too far off from mine. Yeah, because he's got American Dragon, Daniel Bryan there. Oh, Nick's throwing his in too. Nakamura, Bryan, AJ, and Edge. That's right. I forgot Edge is going to be in it too.
Wait. Let's back up real quick. We're not going to run this on because I know we're short on time.
No, we're good. Don't worry about it.
American Dragon is Daniel Bryan?
Yeah, when he was on the Indies before he went to WWE, he was Bryan Danielson, nicknamed the American Dragon.
Does he at least come out to the theme song from The Last Dragon?
No, but he
Last Dragon.
No, he used to come out to the Final Countdown.
That's not bad.
Look, that's good. That's good.
That's solid.
Yeah, I'll go my final four. I'll go Bryan, Big E, AJ Styles, and probably Edge. Winner, Daniel Bryan. We'll go Daniel Bryan winning.
Yes.
There you go. I wish I had that clip with me. I mean, we don't deserve our truth. That dude's been around for so long too. Like people don't remember it because it was only so little, but he was actually a member of DX in the late '90s, early 2000s.
Nice.
He's been around forever. As K Quick was his name.
Okay, yeah, I do remember that guy.
He was just in it just for like a couple months.
Yeah.
And then he went to TNA. Jaime picking Nakamura to win. It's the Final Countdown. There we go.
It's the Final Countdown.
Yeah, I am looking forward to the Royal Rumble. So hopefully I can win a little bit of money off of it.
Real quick, is there a separate women's Royal Rumble?
There is. Yes, there is a women's Royal Rumble as well.
Now, I mean, Becky Lynch, she's the man. Shouldn't she be competing with the men?
She's on pregnancy leave. Well, she just recently had a kid.
That's no excuse. That's
because men can't have babies, so that's not an excuse.
No. And if she goes in there with her baby, that just makes it a handicap match, anyways. Like it's 2 versus 1 at that point.
That's true.
Yeah.
Kenny Omega, get out of here. Omega's never going to WWE. Get out of here with that shit.
Ronnie's going to enter the Rumble to pay off his Arkansas Slim debts.
Yeah. What if Ronnie enters at number 29, but then Arkansas Slim enters at number 30?
Then No ID Justin and Tyler are ringside to enjoy the show, I guess. That's what happens.
We might have to do commentary if that's the case.
It sucks because I have love for both of those gentlemen. So, like, part of me would want to run up there and, like, rescue Ronnie, but then the other half of me would want to run up there and wrestling stomp Ronnie with Arkansas Slim.
Sure.
So it would be tough for me. Inner battle.
Here's the thing: if you're going to interfere against Arkansas Slim, you better make sure he's incapacitated. Otherwise, that dude is coming.
No, if I intervene on Arkansas Slim, it's the quintessential Ric Flair low blow between the
there you go.
legs, from behind the old wham.
There you go. I like that.
And then when he turns around to face me, I go,
yeah, back off. You got to back off.
That's it. Yeah.
And then when he comes forward, poke him in the eye with a thumb.
Yeah, no, I'm not on the modern game. I'm more about old school style,
That's right.
I'm a lot of chest slaps, A lot of chest slaps.
What, like that video I sent you of Daniel Puder getting the shit kicked out of him by a few guys?
Cold-blooded, dude. At some point, I'm punching those guys in the face. Like, I'm not just gonna keep taking slaps, bro. And if they fight back, they fight back. That's fine. You're gonna ruin the kayfabe, But I'm probably punching somebody for sure. See, he's writing these names. I don't know any of them except Charlotte Flair. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah. Is Stacy Keibler in this one?
Stacy Keibler is not in this one. Picking Ruby Riott. I like that. I don't know if she really has a chance, but I like that pick. But
Bills fans have entered the Rumble.
Bills
No.
fans, I don't know if they have a ring kind of big enough
Bills
to
fan-
hold in our boy Bruce
Bruce
Smith.
Bills fans got thrown over the ropes last week by the Kansas City Chiefs.
Over the ropes
So
through a table. Over the ropes through a table.
there
All
will
right.
not be now. There's not a table that can support Bruce Smith.
No, that's true. That's a pretty sturdy table.
Buffet table.
All right. That's a good note to end on.
That's it, buddy. That's
Justin, thank you so much for filling in for Ronnie, man.
Oh, thank you for having me, man. It's a joy.
All right, well, everybody, you enjoy your weekend. We'll be back here Monday. Ronnie may or may not be back here. I may have to run this again.
He's not in Utah.
That's right. Ronnie in anywhere. You can find him in any state except Utah.
It's Ronnie, Mexico.
Oh, Ron, Mexico. That's right. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. Like I said, we will be back Monday in some sort of capacity, but we love you. You guys know the drill. Keep the fire.
That's a buzzer. It's good.
Yeah, we did it, fool. We made it through an episode. We're still live, though. I can't hear you at all, and it still says we're live.